the snaps that they used on the front of the shirt are like cheap, tiny little snaps. I just broke one, honestly. I have a bunch of Barbie looks Ken dolls, and I feel like I don't really have any great outfits for them because they all kind of come in these like standard sort of situations. But I recently ordered a action figure outfit. I think it was eBay. So we're gonna open this up. Hopefully it's what I ordered, and then we're gonna try it on one of these Barbie looks Ken dolls and see how it looks. I'm actually pretty excited about this. I haven't actually redressed any of these yet, which is insane because I've had some of these since like the inception of Barbie looks. ZY Toys. So ZY Toys seems to be the company that makes these. I've never ordered from this company before, but it was recommended to me from one of my Instagram mutuals, so hopefully it's good. I don't think this was super expensive. I think it was around like less than $40, which is kind of a lot for doll clothes, but also kind of not really for like a nice piece of doll clothes, so I don't know. We'll find out. But it is supposed to be a full suit. Does it come with shoes? So it does not come with shoes, but that's okay. I should have some shoes. So it looks like it comes with, here's the suit jacket. It looks really detailed actually. So it has a nice little lining, very detailed. It might need to be pressed out a little bit, but I'm probably not gonna do that today. But like, wow, okay, so this is really like detailed and really stitched. I'm hoping this is gonna fit. The person who recommended it to me did say that they do fit these Ken dolls pretty well, so hopefully this works out. A little bit of a pet peeve that there's no vents in the back of the jacket, but that's fine. I don't think they'll be necessary. It looks like it comes with 2 different ties. Very, very cool. Oh, I'm showing the back of them. So it comes with 2 different ties. And these are actual ties, by the way, and they pre-tied them, which is actually really considerate for people who might not know how to tie a tie. I know how to tie a tie, but I wouldn't have wanted to try on this tedious of a scale. So I really appreciate that they already tied that. It does come with a little belt as well. I kind of wish it had come with the shoes, honestly, because everything looks like it's going to match really well. By the way, this belt is actually pleather, which is quite nice. This is actually really nice. It does have a little belt buckle there as well. Very cool, very cool. It's got some nice pants. And then so the back of the pants actually is like the back of real pants, and then the front where the fly is actually where you open it, which is actually quite nice. I'm not used to that on doll clothes. It does Velcro in the front, whereas the jacket actually has metal snaps. Very cool. Okay, so it comes with just a plain white shirt. I don't think there was a lot of options here. So there was a couple different suit options. I think there was a gray suit, there was a black suit. I think it's hard to see in the lighting, but I believe it's really dark. It looks kind of black, but I believe this is the navy blue option. It kind of looks blue on the camera, so maybe it's just the lighting in here is making it look darker to me. The shirt is plastic snaps on the front. Very cool. Okay, so let's dress up this fella right here. I've stolen some socks and some shoes from another Ken doll that I have. These are from the 40th anniversary Ken. I did another video about him if you care to see that doll. But he's not really relevant here other than I'm stealing his clothes. So if you're not familiar with Barbie looks dolls, they are really great. They're super articulated. So they're probably, as far as Playline dolls go, these are probably my favorite male dolls. In general, they're usually fairly masculine featured, and they come in a variety of different ethnicities and skin tones. I have 2 right here. This guy also, he really needs a new outfit. He's wearing Shadow High clothes right now. I think all Barbie looks dolls do need new outfits, honestly. They're kind of intended to be kind of customized and redressed and everything. So I'm very excited to try this out. I hope that I like it. If so, I'll probably order more of these. I just bought the suit because it just seemed like a fun option. And also, suits are usually kind of complicated. So I figured if they can do a suit well, then probably their other options will be good as well. First off, the pants do fit. They feel pretty good, honestly. I'm not mad about the length. They feel like they might be a little long, but they also feel like they might be a little big. But just a little bit. It's not really noticeable. It's just that like if this was a real person and these were real pants, I would take these in just the tiniest bit at the waist personally. And you can do that pretty easily. I might even do it because the Velcro doesn't really allow for a lot of like tightness adjustment because it is a thin strip of Velcro. I usually don't buy standalone doll clothes because I always think like, oh, I'll just make them doll clothes. But it's like never in my life have I wanted to make a doll suit. That sounds so tedious. So That's the reason I ended up buying this, because I was like, this is something that while I probably could make this, I would never in my life make a doll suit. I don't think you could pay me to make a doll suit. That sounds like a nightmare. So I will say this does come with a belt, so if it's a little bit loose, you can probably tighten it up pretty easily with the belt. There's nothing fun about putting a doll belt through doll belt loops. They even ironed the crease into the pants. That's really nice, actually. The pants look quite good. I'm now realizing I should have put his shirt on before I did all that. While the shirt sleeves don't unbutton, there is a little gap here. So this is actually made like a real shirt sleeve. They just didn't add a snap. So if you wanted to roll up his sleeves, you could actually clip this little thread that's holding it together. And then you could pretty easily roll them up, which is actually quite nice. I'm not gonna do that because I'm gonna put the full suit on him, but that's actually a really cool detail as well. Well, I know I said I would never make like a doll suit, but this little doll shirt, honestly, it is a great little doll shirt. So you could actually, if you know how to make a pattern, you could actually take this doll shirt and make a pattern for other doll shirts out of it and then make shirts however you wanted them to be. And I have in the past made shirts for myself because, as you can tell, I like kind of patterned, colorful shirts, so sometimes it's easier to just make them myself. A common misconception is that it's actually cheaper to make your own clothes, but as somebody who has made my own clothes many times in the past, that's not always the case. In fact, it's not often the case. It's very uncommon. The snaps that they used on the front of the shirt are like cheap, tiny little snaps. I just broke one, honestly. Unfortunately, it was the one at the very bottom. But other than that, though, the shirt looks pretty good. The sleeves are a little bit long on him, but that's not a big deal. It's also going to be under the suit jacket, so you're not even going to notice. And the shirt itself fits pretty well. It's maybe a little bit loose. Like, you could probably take it in if you wanted a really, really tight look. I don't think it's going to matter because it's going to be under a suit jacket. So, all right, so here he is with this shirt on and tucked in. I think he looks pretty good. I like this shirt. I think it fits him pretty well for this style of shirt. It's just kind of like a standard dress shirt. It's not super tight or super fitted. It's not supposed to be. If you want to make a shirt like this super fitted, it's actually really easy. You can just like turn it inside out and run, basically just like pinch out how much you want to take out of the shirt and just run like one simple line of stitching. And you can even go into the sleeve a little bit if you need to make the sleeve tighter. I wouldn't with him just because he has pretty big biceps, and I think most of the modern Ken dolls do. But a lot of them have really thin waists, so you could actually pinch this in a little bit. And usually what you want to create is like, on this shirt, for instance, it's the same kind of thing. This shirt actually has a seam line that kind of curves a little bit into the waist. And it's just to give you like a little bit more of a trim look. I personally like that style because I just don't like it to be really baggy around my waist. It just looks a little, in my opinion, a little like sloppier, but also, I don't know, I'm a gay man, so I don't, I just like to look thinner, I don't know. But it doesn't really matter because it's tucked into his shirt anyway. But if you did do something like that, it would make it a little bit less wrinkly around his waist. But I'm gonna put his jacket on anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Let's pick a tie. Which tie do we like better? I'm gonna pick this tie. I think this tie is just a little bit more interesting because it has a pattern. So we'll actually just slip that over his head. I actually thought these ties were just kind of like a little clip-on situation. So very cool that it's not just a little clip-on situation, and even cooler that they pre-tied it for us. He looks so good. He looks so handsome. I love the Barbie Looks Ken dolls. I think the Barbie Looks Ken dolls are so good. A lot of people that I know that collect the Barbie Looks dolls, they do tend to buy the Kens more than the actual Barbies themselves. So this jacket is mostly lined. The sleeves are not lined. Small detail, not super important, but I will say this feels like a pretty well-structured jacket though. There's actual like interfacing and stuff in there. I can feel it through the jacket, so that's actually really nice. He looks so handsome in his little suit. I actually really like this. Once again, the shoes did not come with this suit. Just keep that in mind if you do consider buying these. I think it looks really good. I'm actually pretty happy with it. This, I believe, was around $40. I could be completely wrong there. I got it on eBay. But honestly, it's worth the money just for the suit jacket alone. The suit jacket is so well done. The one element I'm not in love with is the actual shirt collar. It's really difficult to get this shirt collar to lay properly, and I think it has something to do with the way that they did the shirt. So here it is with the jacket open as well. Also, the way they tied the tie, the front part of the tie is a little bit shorter than the back part, which is a little bit annoying. But you could probably retie it and even that out a little bit. I think it would be fine. But yeah, mostly the collar of the shirt is just not laying the way that I want it to be. And that's something that's not super easy to fix, to be honest. If I was gonna fix it just for photos, what I would probably do is just take like one little thread and just tack that down, and that would fix it a little bit. So what's basically happening is that the way a collar works is this is the collar portion, but this part under it is also really integral to helping the collar stand up. And usually in a pattern, this part tends to become smaller. It tends to kind of get a little tiniest bit smaller as you get to the front of the collar. And on this doll, it doesn't really do it quite as much as it needs to if they wanted it to actually lay nicely on this particular doll's neck. However, I will point out once again, these clothes are made for action figures, and I suspect it's probably because, if I'm not mistaken, a lot of the action figures tend to have like thicker, kind of bulkier necks than these Ken dolls might have. So I think because of that, it's just not, it doesn't look quite right when you button it all the way up, or there's no button there, but when you tie it all the way up to his neck, the shape of it just doesn't actually match his neck. So that makes the collar stand up a little bit strangely. It's not a huge deal. I don't even think most people would care, but to me, it looks a little bit off when I put the tie on him. So I actually kind of like him better without the tie personally. I really like them. I'm going to keep him in this outfit, I think, because it's just way better than the original Barbie Looks outfit, which is just like this basic nonsense. I think you like doll videos because you're still here watching doll videos. So why don't you check out this video over here? There's gonna be dolls in it, I think. I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong, but I think there's dolls in this one too, probably.